Hello everybody, long time no see. Today in our studio and our channel we're gonna have the review for The Broken Pieces. Well, it's a horror game, developer of War Games. Well, actually we played on the PC and the genre is action adventure. So the horror games have a renaissance last couple of years, but between the multiple high profile releases and numerous indie titles inspired by classics, Broken Pieces is the latest take on survival horror with a slight twist to the formula, the time management. Broken Pieces introduced its main protagonist Elise, who decided that a nice and quiet life along the French coast would be the best way to live with her friends. However, the town of Saint-Exile isn't the dream that we're hoping for. It finds herself entertaining a nightmare. The most significant system of this adventure is the time management. Wandering around the town makes time slowly pass. Each new area progresses time by an hour while restricting on a bench at 2 hours, which affects certain aspects of the gameplay. This makes knowing your way around town important because being caught running around 8 p.m. can be deadly. Once the sun sets, a deep fog rolls across the small town, obstructing the player's vision and hiding ghosts within it. While Alice barely presented this as trouble, I found it to be a nuisance as random encounters become more common. Unlike most titles, where monsters hide around the corner waiting for the players to step into the view before attacking, the ghosts can appear out of thin air. The creatures create a small battle area that traps Elise until only left. You can run or avoid any encounters. In fact, ammo isn't a concern for all. Ammo is divided in two categories, high or low quality. The difference between the two is straightforward. High quality ammo packs is a punch, but it's limited to what the players can create. And low quality is unlimited, but takes more shots to take down a foe. So not being able to avoid encounters isn't as determined, as I never have to worry about conserving ammo, as low quality ammo is good enough. All mining comes naturally, as Elise automatically aims at the nearest enemy, keeping the gun trained into the foe before shooting makes the shot more accurate and powerful. Aiming is the key to dispatch the enemies, as while shooting will have the bullets go wide, leaving the players open for attack. However, Elise does have not just a gun to defend herself. Her protective amulet, Rocky, is always there to lend a hand. The amulet allows Elise to push enemy back when they get too close, giving her more room to shoot. Rocky was preferred method of avoiding an attack since I found the dog to be unreliable. Rocky has a limit though. A bar represents the energy left in the amulet and representatives will leave the drained. I found these mechanics well implemented and it added a layer of strategy to combat. Still, I died a few times, but I blame the dodge mechanics on a few of them. Elise can perform both a side and background dodge. The problem comes from going to the side dodge repeatedly because sometimes it will register as the backward dodge, which is why I use the amulet more often. I was able to progress without dodging most of the time in normal mode, but the feature may be more crucial on higher difficulties. The narrative is told mainly through the documents, truth, and the audio records that show us a town torn between the military and the cult upset with the sending sins out of area. Following a series of the events, Elise has been left behind with only her thoughts, which she contrivantly records for a tape of deck. This tapes us insight into the she thinks about the cult and how she has survived, as long as she has. Otherwise, the game is relatively quiet, having a minimalistic score and mostly ambient noise with the birds of sea. They hesitated the sense of loneliness and had me wonder to find a new tape. Most tapes are found either in answering the machine internally left behind by the cult or by a reporter investigating a small town. Everything has a purpose of why they were left behind, making them feel naturally to the story. The only issue I have is the player can miss plot details if they decide not to listen. This is because none of the player automatically forcing you to open up the menu. I also noticed that there were times where the multiple tapes were disposed into the tape tag. This dump can feel too much as tapes get interrupted anytime Elise takes the note of anything in the environment. The tape will resume after Elise is finished, but interruptions can often happen, especially when solving a puzzle. Otherwise, the narrative was engaging. I constantly wondered what the cult was up to do, why the military was deployed on the small town. Each piece of information answers some questions, but leaves it more. It's the classic thriller that hooks you until the end. Broken Pieces has a narrative that entices the player to solve the mysteries of Saint-Exile and the cult that has taken resistance. While simple combat might make a title a slot player for most, anyone loves the puzzles riddles will enjoy their time in Saint-Exile and want more. This provides a great experience with the survival horror games. Other titles should take a note. Thank you for watching. Don't you guys forget to comment and subscribe. Peace, bye bye, have a good one.